Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan Team Arsenal back with another video. As you can see, today we're back on the Mac because we'll be doing a little video as far as test hands for my P.U.N.K adventure deck that I showcased to you guys last week. So it seems very popular. If you haven't seen the videos, go check it out. It's the deck profile as well as the combo tutorial for the video. It's a couple combos, not all of them. And today we'll be just basically showing it how consistent the deck is, how many lines of plays you can go through, thought process with certain plays, as well as side deck options that you could put into your combo for better deck against certain decks, not say better decks for certain decks. All right, so you see we're doing a little shuffle up here, so you guys know that's legit, genuine, all natural hands. And that should be enough. We're gonna go ahead and cut it in half. Opening hand: Small World, Fairytale Snow, Ash Blossom Joy Springs, Illegal Night, and Small World. To be honest, this hand is garbo, complete garbage. But we should still be able to play the game. Thinking. My thought process is we could use Small World to get into the Brave package. Or we can also use Small World to get into Red Rose. There's also a simple line of you look at special this and normal summon this, and that's already barren. But that'll leave you awkwardly without a tuner for your P.U.N.K Fibrax combo. So what we can do is we'll go Small World, right? Snow is the first line right here. And we'll use Souls as our first bridge. Because you see, the only thing they have in common basically is that they're spellcasters. Everything else is different. So this gets banished. And then we'll go right to our Brave package with Water Enchantress, because the only thing they have in common is that they're spellcasters. All right, cool. So now we'll go to Water Enchantress search for right. Activate right, get token, get faithful. If I can find the faithful, there we go. Now from here, we'll go immediately search for Griffin off of our faithful. It's a good way to bail out of hand traps, as well as try to save your Draco back for a follow-up as far as, you know, if you have to play around a Mystic Mine or anything like that, because we'll get rid of the other Small World right now for the Griffin. Special the Griffin. Faithful will then trigger again to go ahead and get the equipped. And keep in mind, it's not necessarily always the most optimal plays you can make here. Like, in fact, I want you guys to actually comment in the comment section below possible lines I could have done to actually improve the combos as well, or can improve on what I'm doing here, because it's always good to learn. And I'm not always claiming to be, you know, the best with a deck or anything like that, so it's always good to get follow-up interactions from people. So now, from here we have our negation set for our protection for our combo. We can basically just special summon the Illegal Knight because we control the token. We can normal summon the Ash Blossom. Immediately turn these two into our P.U.N.K Fibrax. P.U.N.K Fibrax will then trigger to then summon out our Red Rose from the deck. Cool. And then from here, you can turn the Red Rose and the Wander Griffin Rider into a Baron, which basically replaces the negation you already had here. And then Red Rose will then trigger to summon out the Rocks Rose. Then Rocks Rose effect on summon, we can search for Basil Rose Shoot. then we can turn our token and Rocks Rose into our Yazi. Then we can go Baron, effect, pop the Yazi, special from deck, the Mirror. Now, honestly, I've been testing this on and off the last couple weeks, whether I prefer this in here or not. Yes, I could take it out and make the deck more consistent, but the combo is very, very susceptible to like droplets and everything like that. As you have this, you immediately get into a Herald, as well as you have the Baron negation already up and the Scythe combo. So I'm thinking about, I'm just definitely just keep the Mirror in, because by itself, going second, Yazi, popping monster, pop another card on the side of the field. When you put on the side of the field and just go into Mirror, basically get you to whatever you need to do as far as going second. But I digress. So we'll start off with Mirror, summon token, Mirror, summon token again. Try to keep one of our zones open here. Link away for Link Rebo, because you have to have 2 different names to go into your Dagda. Now we're doing this like this here now because we want to trigger our Dagda on our turn, so we just do Hawk Fireworks on their turn. So we'll go Mirror, trigger Dagda, we'll chain Dagda, excuse me, to get our Scythe. And then we get our last token. So now from here, if we want us to be safe from droplet, we just simply go into Basil Rose Shoot, bring out the Rocks Rose, Red Rose, doesn't matter which one you bring out. And then turn these into a Herald of Arclight. The other option you have, if you don't want to go that line, which I've covered this in the combo tutorial, but if you feel like your opponent is not on droplet, or you feel like you're not really concerned about droplet, you could turn that last token, the last token can be attributed away for a Link Rebo, and then turn all of these into a 24 attack Appaloosa. And you can literally just set the Basil Rose Shoot, or you can keep it in hand. It doesn't really matter either way on that one. But either way, you would still have the Scythe set up with the Baron and either the Arclight for another negation as well as protection from droplet, or you can have the Appaloosa with 3 monster negates on it. So that's test hand number 1 for you guys. All right, guys, test hand number 2. I'm gonna try to do this one without using the Yazi. Instead, we're gonna use Shooting Riser Dragon, so I can show you what the combo is without the Yazi. So I feel like the Yazi combo is just basically way more powerful. Sometimes, like I said, it gives you protection from droplets. You get the Dagda to trigger on your turn instead of waiting for your opponent to do anything. It just feels, yeah, it feels more like just, yeah, if I make this board, you lose. But at the same time, I mean, what's wrong with that when you're just trying to win a game? So, but this combo here though is definitely more consistent though, by far. Because you don't have to necessarily rely on the mirror. The mirror doesn't have to be in your hand. I mean, the mirror doesn't have to be in deck, not that. You can just get rid of the mirror from your hand or whatever the case may be, and just basically go through a snow disruption as far as this combo. So you see I'm shuffling up here. We're gonna cut it. Test hand number 2 starts off with a Wonder Griffin Rider. It's Yaman, a Small World, right, and Ash Blossom, and Joy Springs. So this one is basically written out for us, but yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is we'll start off with the right, as always, because this is basically just a way to bait your opponent. Like, if they have anything, they will definitely interact with the rights and the Brave package. It's written in the scriptures. They have to stop this package. Because now you see, we already don't have to search the Wonder Griffin Rider because we already have it. So what we can do here is we can special out the Wonder Griffin Rider. This will get us our equipped to hand. And then we can then also do Faithful Adventure to search for a monster and send it to graveyard. We're gonna send the right, send the Water Enchantress for the simple fact of we're just gonna use it to search for another right for next turn. Because I'm basically doing all this just to basically try to bail out your opponent. You know, try to get an Ash out of them, effect Veiler, whatever the case may be, whatever they have in their hand. As long as it ain't Drow, because if it's Drow, it's like, oh boy, you're in for a rough turn. So, we have another right for next turn. We have a Draco back for next turn. We can't normal summon Yami use this effect, so what we can do instead is hold F for next turn. Go for Small World, using Ash Blossom to go into... Let me make sure I'm using the right line here. Ash Blossom into Magician Souls, because the only thing they have in common is their attack, both at 0. Everything else is different. So that's gone. Our next line will be into our not Rocks Rose, our Red Rose. Which you can see the only thing they have in common is that they're darks. All right, cool. So now we basically have combo here. By simply normal summon not Rocks Rose, I keep saying Rocks Rose, Red Rose, into our Baron. Red Rose would then trigger to summon out Rocks Rose would then search for Basil Rose Shoot. All right, cool. Then from here, like I said, we're gonna try to do this combo without the Yazi, because right here the Yazi would be insane. But we'll go for the safer, more consistent one. Sink for 7. Go into our Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser Dragon would then dump from the deck. We already sent Water Enchantress, so we don't need to do that one. We can just go and dump some Snow as another disruption for our opponent's turn. And from here, you can use the Basil Rose Shoot. Yeah, you can use the Basil Rose Shoot. Summon back out one of your Rose Dragons, doesn't matter which one. And turn these two into a Halki Fibrax effect. To summon out Jet Synchron. Make sure I know where this is going. Turn this into a Linkuriboh. Jet Synchron can dump one of these cards from our hand. In this case, you might just get rid of the Draco back because these two actually can get us where we need to go. It's unfortunate though. It's unfortunate. Or a better way, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Xiamen. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Xiamen. To go ahead and get out the Jet. Turn these two into your Dacta. So now this one, it's a little bit safer. You also have a Snow and Graveyard for disruption, so you basically end up with the Scythe Lock plus an Ami Negate plus the disruption through Snow. But when you go on the opponent's turn, they activate something on board, you chain Dagda, chain Halki Fibrax, which would then get you your TG Wonder Magician and set your Scythe. Then on Resolution, you can go TG Wonder Magician, pop the Scythe effect, summon itself back out, and then you can go Scythe 1. They have any disruption like that, hopefully they don't. If it's impermanence like that, that's fine. We just chain Wonder, get rid of both to go into our Supreme Sovereign. So basically what this does now is, since we already have the Scythe lock set up, we have Snow and Grave. What you would do is you can basically banish 7 cards from graveyard, it doesn't matter which ones. Actually, nope, actually it does matter. I'm gonna say it matters. Simple fact of, you wanna try to keep spells in the grave or on the board as well. So when you go to next turn, let's say these 2 survive. But first I'm gonna banish them so we actually can see the line where I'm going here with this. So we'll say we'll banish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll banish these 7. Okay, cool. So basically, you leave these in the grave. You will be able to, first of all, put a monster on the side of the field face down. Then since cards were banished, you can banish 1 from their field and 1 from their graveyard. And keep in mind, he's getting pumped by 100 attack and defense for each card that's banished, and your opponent's monster are losing 100 attack and defense for each card banished. So off of these alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 from them in total. So he's at 44 attack, 44 defense. And then he has a little protection effect as well. So basically what I was saying was, these two right here create disruptions by themselves, where it's basically banish one on the field, banish one in the graveyard. It's a Book of Moon, and you have the Omni Negate, and you already side blocked them. So I was basically saying, as far as the spells, let's say for your turn, doesn't matter what you draw, whatever. These two immediately can go into a Selene. Selene would then trigger to have at least 4 spells. You can remove, well, not 4 spells, 4 counters. You can remove 3 counters, send back out the snow. Then turn these two into an app, or if you know you can go for game, go for Access Code Talker to break board. And you see what we drew for turn. We're good here, because now, even if, let's say you burned your negate for the Baron, you can put this away or put this back, and you can summon out the Scythe, which you don't have to trigger it. I mean, but yeah, you can summon this back out, and then create more plays through this. By create more plays, that basically means just be able to summon out more bodies, make an app or something like that, and then you still have the Access Code Talker off of just the simple line I showed you. But we're just saying, like, in case we actually didn't ever use the negate or anything like that, or we didn't really care about the negation, we would still have basically game off of just this alone, because this can break the board. This is already beefy as hell. This is already beefy as hell. So yep, that's that hand. All right, test hand number 3, guys. This one's gonna be a little special. So basically, we're saying we're siding, and say, for example, we're going against Sword Soul. So let's say we're siding in one of these and one of these. Why? You'll see when we get to that point. So I'm gonna say we're putting these 2 in, and we'll take out, just for sake of the conversation, Drone Lockbird and the Snow. We'll replace those 2 right there. So for sake of the argument, we'll take those 2 out and side these 2 in for our Sword Soul matchup. So we'll go ahead and shuffle here. All right, cool. So there we go. I'll go ahead and cut this multiple times here. All right, opening hand. Griffin Rider, Red Rose, Foxy Tune, Water Enchantress, and Ash Blossom. Hand is insane. All right, simply Water Enchantress, search for rights. That's foregone conclusion. If they Ash it, that's fine as well. They Ash it, basically you still have the P.U.N.K combo with Red Rose. So you basically already have everything you need there. So, right, we'll get Token, we'll get Faithful. As you see, we already have one at Griffin Rider, so we'll go ahead and summon that out. This will trigger to get our equipped. And then if we want, we can search for a monster for follow-up. Or it's simply another body to put on the board. So I'm thinking I want to keep this, I want to keep this for next turn. Or better yet, we could just keep these. This can get dumped off of the Faithful. Thinking on options here. So I say there's always different places you can go, routes you can go about things here with this deck. But let's say, for example, we just don't want to use any of those. Yeah, we don't want to use any of those for any other bigger play. We're just keep it simple here. So we're gonna say we're gonna add the Water Enchantress, pitch the Water Enchantress, so we have that for next turn. And from here, you already have the red rose in hand, so you can just simply normal summon the red rose, synchro. Like this is simple to the singular, not singular, excuse me. This is similar to the test hand number 2. Red rose, summon out Rocks Rose. But you'll see where it diverges in a minute. Rocks Rose with insert for base of Rose Shoot. Simple stuff, simple combo here for you guys. So now from here, we can synchro into our Shooting Riser. But this time, instead of sending the snow, since we know what our matchup is, we're gonna use Riser's effect to instead dump our Token Collector. Let's keep in mind, Token Collector can trigger either from the graveyard, from the hand as well. So that's basically a way to eat tokens up on their side on the following turn, just in case they get through our other plays here. So now that's a level 3. What we do here is a little spicy, We could either go with Foxy Tune, pitching a card from hand to summon out the Deer Notes, and go into Chaos Ruler to mill more cards. And then we have Base of Rose Shoot to literally just go down to 5 bucks after that, which I'll show you guys that line. Why not? We'll go Foxy Tune, pitching Foxy Tune and Ash Blossom. Let's keep in mind this is a 3 to go into our Deer Note once I find it. Because I know I keep changing my mind and changing my plays, whatever, because I'm trying to really showcase everything the deck can do. I don't want to keep it just simply baseline. That's basically just combo tutorial all over again. So let's say we get a little greedy in our plays here. Boom. We have a 5, we have a 3. Let's make an 8. Because here, even without the Diamond Engraved, you can still go Chaos Ruler 1, Deer Note 2, targeting the Foxy Tune. Now, if you're playing like Zombie Vampire or whatever case may be with your deck, this is where this base just goes off for you. That's basically helped like so much way better than what we're doing here. But it's just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna show you what we can do as far as this line here. So if somebody got the Foxy Tune, we're gonna mill our 5 or excavate our 5. That's fine, we weren't going up late that way anyway. There's a light, there's a Nibiru for next turn. Gotta love to see it. So from here, we can go Base of Rose Shoot. Yeah, one of our Rose Dragons, doesn't matter which one. And turn these 2 into our Hulk. Activate Hulk's effect, get Jet. And from here, we can go ahead and banish a light and a dark. Our light will be Riser, our dark will be Red Rose. Summon out the Chaos Ruler. And then synchro these into our Abyss. All right, cool. So you have 2 Omni Gates right here. We can use now Jet Synchron's effect. We'll get rid of the Draco back for the sake of the combo. Send back out this. Then we could turn these 2 into our Dacta. So what you're basically doing on this one is basically, yes, you're leaving yourself to the point where your opponent has to trigger this Dacta for you. By putting the card on board. But basically on your opponent's turn, you have a Nibiru, 2 Ami Negates. You either go Scythe Lock or Lantia, as well as having the Token Collector engraved. All right, guys, we're back with our 4th and final test hand for today. This time the end board will be geared towards Fluunderies. So as you can see here, we'll be siding out double Nibiru, the Scythe, the Snow, as well as the Call by the Grave, and we're going to be siding in Double Lancia, our third droll, Necroworld Banshee, and Zombie World. If you guys have stayed here for this long, thank you so much. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Also, make sure you guys check out our Instagram and our Facebook page as well for updates to the channel, little other shenanigans as well as scheduling for the videos, etc. And shout out to Detroit Flex, which you guys, you notice the mat here. It's a friend of ours. He has his own little clothing line as well as he does a little designs for clothing as well for you on your whether it be mats, hoodies, t-shirts, etc. But mainly it's focused towards clothing. I will try to put a link in the description, hopefully I don't forget, but also his information is right here for you guys. Check out his Facebook page. You can email him or even use a cell. The cell one, please try to use the cell one as little as possible though, because I do not want him being blown up for no reason. I'm trying to get a good shuffle in, but I'm kind of butchering up here. All right, cut it up. All right, opening hands. Small World. Ogre Dance, Lancia, Foxy Tune, and Psychic Wilder. Now this one is playable. It's playable, definitely playable. We can keep the Lancia if we want for our Fluendery matchup. We can keep this in hand, or we can actually just use the one from the one off of the dagger we're gonna get. But I'm thinking of a way to get to our actual, our actual Brave package. So we'll start with the Small World, right? Thinking which one I want to get rid of for it. I think I'll just use the Lancia. Yeah, I'll use the Lancia because we're going to get one off of Dagda. So there's our line we're going to start off with. That can then bounce us into Effect Veiler, which the only thing they have in common is that they're both lights. Okay. And then we'll get into our Water Enchantress. The only thing they have in common is they're spellcasters. So now we can do Water Enchantress effect. Banish. To add right. Activate right. Get our token. And get Faithful. From here, we will then, thinking if I wanted to go Ogre Dance or Foxy Tune here. Yeah, we'll go Foxy Tune. We'll pitch Foxy and pitch the Psychic Wilder for his Yaman. This will trigger the Faithful Adventure to get our equip spell. This time around, we'll just use our equip spell for the discard outlet. So Faithful Adventure will then search for our Wonder Griffin Rider. Just have our little protection. This is why we play the Brave package to basically have our little protection from at least one hand trap or disruption on our opponent's side. So we're gonna pitch the Draco back, which will then equip to the token. Special, the Griffin. Cool. So now from here we can pay 6 for our Punk, the Yaman. And we'll just add our Deer Note straight to hand, since we already have the Ogre Dance to pitch off of for the Deer Note effect. So basically, a lot of the combos really can start the same, or it's like you have multiple cards to get into the same combo basically, or you can, like, you know, pivot and go in different directions. I'm trying to keep it simple here for the sake of the video. So we're gonna pitch the Ogre Dance for the Deer Notes, and then you already know we're going to Chaos Ruler here. And we're basically going Chaos Ruler 1, Deer Note 2, targeting the Yaman. Summon. I'm gonna cut this real quick. Shuffle. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nothing good whatsoever off of that, but it's fine because the combo does not depend on that whatsoever. So now we'll go ahead and link these two away for our Honky Fibrax effect to then summon out our Red Rose. And since it's already look familiar, synchro these two into our Baron red rose will trigger to then summon out our rocks rose. And rocks rose search for basil rose shoots. All right, from here, we synchro 7 into our shooting riser effect to dump our Necro World Banshee. And then from here, we can go ahead and banish a light and a dark. So in this case, we'll just go ahead and banish the Ogre Dance and the Foxy Tune for our Chaos Ruler. Then link these two away for our Dagda. Now, also right there, you notice where I hesitated for a little bit. It's simple fact I thought about the fact that we could actually also go for our Psychic and Punisher, because this is a 3 and this is an 8, but there's no reason to go for it right now. And then from here, what you can also do is you could activate Basil Rose Shoots, trigger your own Dagda, and get your Lancia set up. Yeah, but I don't think there's any reason to go for that right now. So what we're gonna do is basically pass turn to our opponent. From here, we can trigger the Banshee and Graveyard, banish it to go and activate our Zombie World. That's if everything goes according to plan with that. We're gonna call it a Graveyard everything to stop it, or a Stree immediately off the rip, but that can be changed too because it's a quick effect for Banshee. And then if they activate anything from here, you can chain Dagda, chain Hauki Fibrax, get your One Mission as well as your Lancia. And you can do One Mission, pop the Lancia effect, something out. Truthfully told though, if you actually get the Zombie World stick, I don't think there's anything Flinderwoods can do about it. So from here, you just basically have 2 level 5s to go into a Synchro 10 if you so wish.
Hi guys, it's Bunny from Team Arsenal. As always, thank you for watching our videos, and always remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye.